Everybody, we thank you once again for tuning in to Fiesta Friday right here on KUN. If you didn't know, May 18th until the 24th has been designated EMS Week, of course standing for Emergency Medical Services. So we have two friends here to talk about this and those activities involved. From the Guam Fire Department, the chairperson, Oscar Santos, and the 2014 Emergency Medical Dispatcher of the Year, Ms. Joycelyn Chaco. Happy day to you both.
Happy day, Jason.
Okay, so let's talk about like emergency medical services. Exactly what defined constitutes an emergency that would require, responding and everything like that. How, where does it start and where does it end, maybe?
A true emergency, well, it's kind of hard to say words. It's, I'm kind of lost for words right now.
What kind of like medical emergencies or also things like maybe. Yeah. I'm trying to think of, remember that old show, like Emergency?
See, I guess because of the level of care, the training we have. So, it's different from person to person what constitutes an emergency. Mm-hmm. So in your eyes, if someone gets it's cut in their hand, a small cut, it may be an emergency for you. And then for us, we see the actual huge cuts or stabbings and shooting. So that's kind of as important as a different kind of emergency. We're talking more like life-saving measures. This is where the person's, if we don't give emergency care within the next 10 hour, we call it the golden hour, mm-hmm. then the person may die. So
oh, okay. Well, as the dispatcher of the year, obviously, Joycelyn, you're very, very good at your job. But I've also heard that sometimes being a dispatcher is also significantly more stressful than actually being a person who responds, because you've got to deal with everybody at their most tense. Is that true?
Yes, and it could be more stressful. I can't speak for their job. I'm sure it's as stressful, but it is. In my opinion, is harder to calm a frantic caller than to calm them in person. In person, you can comfort them. You have eye contact. On the phone, you really have to maintain your you keep your composure, and in order to calm the caller. So sometimes that can be very challenging if they're frantic and they're yelling and they're crying, and sometimes you can't even hear what the true emergency is yet. Mm-hmm. You have to calm them down. And then get everything that you need in order to send the correct units. Mm.
And I'm sure you guys get maybe some false positives, if that's even the right word. People call up and they say, can you please take me to my medical appointment, or
yes.
I can't locate my nephew and everything. Can you guys take me to Payless? Or oh my God, KUN isn't showing the prices right on time and everything. Can you call them up? How do you deal with those? Because obviously a big part of each of your jobs is compassion.
Yes, it is. I mean, like you said, we have to show compassion. We still, we can't change our tone with the way we talk to people. We have to treat everyone equally. We try to help them the best that we can, and try to be resourceful for them. Obviously, they're calling 911 because they don't know who to call. So, they'll call us, and we'll try to be resourceful for them the best that we can.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, of course, this is EMS Week, and EMS Week, I should say, is coming up. So what will be handled under that week? Typically, with most GovGuam agencies, there's a lot of outreach, maybe school visitations and things like that, making people aware of the services that are available to them. What do you guys have in store?
Well, for EMS Week, we had the proclamation ceremony already on Tuesday, May 13th. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing some public education at the schools. Maybe?
Over at the actually on Sunday. Sunday is the EMS Rodeo Health Fair.
Yeah.
You have it there?
Yes, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Agana Shopping Center.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
EMS Rodeo and EMS Children's Health Fair. So there's going to be a lot of public education there. Maybe brochures that we can pass out, and how to call 911, And
the private vendors will be there. The new ambulances, GMT, AMT, St. Joseph. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They'll be there. 3M will be there also. We're planning to do a gurney race. Remember that old Karokai bed race?
Oh yeah.
Kind of
Love those.
Sort of like that. Who knows? It may take off, but that's our intent. And of course, we'll have a jumper there for the kids, and some popcorn and cotton candy.
Well, I guess that's very important to say, because those companies, like St. Joseph's, the Guam Medical Transport, those are also part of the emergency medical services community, even though they may not respond to like critical situations like like
they
GFD.
still they still take patients to their appointments and dialysis, and in the event that the patient does
have an emergency,
emergency, then they're EMTs also. They can treat the patient.
Well, I'd like to ask both of you, for people that may be watching this right now, what does doing this type of job for the Guam Island community, what does it mean to you, and what would you say to people who might be considering this as a possible career path?
Well, I would say I love my job because it's self-gratifying. I've had many jobs in the past, but this one, I don't know, maybe it's my calling, if you will, because it just feels good to know that you've helped somebody, you've helped save a life, somebody's mom, dad, friend, family member, or property, and I mean, we can't win them all, but it feels good to know that you've tried to help them in one way or another. So it's self-gratifying to me.
All right, how about you, Oscar?
Well said. My sentiments, as an EMT, the job is demanding, challenging. We do go in the public. One EMT told me we get paid to be inconvenienced. You don't know when an emergency is going to happen. So it could be at 3 in the morning. So that's one of the things. And if you got to be able to handle, when I say demand gore, you're going to see stabbing, gunshot, shootings, stuff like that. You got to be able to handle that, and you have to have the skill set, the knowledge to react to it. And then other things like you have to be able to, let's say the person has to go to dialysis. Then you got to, what is dialysis? You have to know those things. So you have to be able to have medical knowledge. And as a basic EMT, it's just the tip of the iceberg. But if you really want to take care of patients, then you have to do your own homework. One EMT, the EMT of the year, actually, Bob Swan said, I asked him, how do you do this? He's been doing it for over 25 years. He said, man, partner, the way I do it is I treat every patient as if it's my family, and you can never go wrong.
And you can basically see that throughout the entire fire department. So thank you so much, both, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Stay tuned. We are back right after this.